In the year of Lucius Licinius Lucullus, Rome was prosecuting several wars of self-defense, most notably in Greece, where Lucullus himself was commanding the legions. With everyone's gaze directed at the provinces, few could have known that a seemingly inauspicious event in Rome would become the central fulcrum around which the fate of the Republic would turn. The paterfamilias of a venerable patrician house had passed away unexpectedly, and a senator by the name of Vitellius Scaevola had made a bid for the hand of his eldest child. His widow alone believed that Scaevola had poisoned her husband and now strove to take his place and claim his property through marriage. Acting in secret, the widow arranged for her youngest child to be taken out of their villa in the dead of night and smuggled out of Rome.
Did you hear me, Domine? Your body is surely present, but your mind seems somewhere else. Our departure was very sudden, I know, but do not dwell on the past. Better to focus on what's coming at you. I asked the Triarchus how close we are to Lesbos, but he would not give me a straight answer. Indeed. In his defense, there are many islands on this sea, and they mostly look the same. Will you check with the Triarchus? Hopefully he will give you a clearer answer. He told me his name is Geminus. You do have a way of speaking to people's emotions. I'm sure he'll be more helpful to you. You should also go and thank Quintus Aquilinus. I do believe he saved our lives with his timely appearance at the villa. Your mother paid Geminus handsomely to set off in great haste under cover of night. 2 others did board with us, also bound for Lesbos. Young Gaius has been pacing impatiently over there, wearing grooves into the deck. There was a gladiator too, but I don't know where he went. Do not worry. The Vitellius brothers have no reason to do them any harm. Besides, you cannot save them by worrying. Focus on the task ahead. Thank you for bringing me along. It will be wonderful to see my homeland again.
You handle the sea better than most. I'm glad. The timing was fortunate, but there is no need to thank me. The consul sent me to get you. Please, call me Kaiser, if it's not too familiar. With all due respect, I'd better not. My subordinates call me Centurio, my superiors call me Aquilinus, my friends call me Kaiser. Ah, she did not keep you apprised. Your mother has secretly been making arrangements with the consul. You are to join his command staff as tribunus. Don't worry. It's a purely ornamental position. It will prepare you well for a traditional political career. You'll not see combat, nor will you make any important decisions. You'll be safe, as your mother wanted. I'm sure the consul will find use for you. You seem to have a good head on your shoulders. You'll get the hang of things quickly. One word of advice. I know Lucullus is a friend of your family, but remember, he is the consul, elected by the people to rule all of Rome. It's best if you don't act too familiar with him in front of his men. For many years I was the primus pellus of Legio Prima Italica, which he commands. He needed someone he could trust to get you out of Rome and keep you safe. That position has already been filled by one of my centuriones, a good man, easily up to the task. My job now is to watch your back and help you settle into your new life. Happy to be at your service. I had a brief talk with that gladiator who boarded before us, just to make sure he won't give us any trouble. He seems to have vanished, though. The young man over there, Gaius, is apparently the nephew of the other consul, Marcus Aurelius Cotta. He's here to become a tribunus as well. You should talk to him if you haven't already. I'm sure you'll have much in common.
It is a pleasure. I am Gaius Julius Caesar. Not at all. But keep in mind, I'm not the most experienced soldier either. I was born in Rome, but they say my family is from Alba Longa. That's a long story, my friend. Suffice to say, the powers that be are not fond of me. I have decided that staying in Rome could be, shall we say, hazardous to my health. To be honest, this will be my first proper battle. I did study a lot, though, and therefore I am well versed in matters of strategy and tactics. If you don't play an important part, you will be torn apart. My father used to say. I guess that was his way of telling me to be brave and hopefully not stupid.
What? Yes, Geminus. So, I'm a little preoccupied. Thank you. I work hard to keep her in good condition. We should be at our destination just after midday, so please enjoy the rest of your journey. Wait. That ship. They're headed straight towards us. They're gonna ram!
Get your father's weapons. Let's see if you can actually fight. Where's that gladiator who boarded with us?
Up there!
Never underestimate the value of an impressive entrance.
Back to Neptune's asshole, barbarians!
The Triarchus run us straight into the pirate ambush, Priame. Allow me to execute him right here and right now. This traitor must be working with them. Don't be naive. This was no random attack. They were out for blood.
It is quite unusual for pirates to attack any ship, let alone a heavily armed Roman galley. They prefer to attack lightly defended coastal towns instead. It's less risky and more profitable.
Well, let's go talk to the man.
Geminus, you steered us into a trap.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I had nothing to do with it, I promise. They came out of nowhere.
Silence! You utter nonsense! By Mars, it is the sea! How can anyone come from nowhere?
We cannot execute a man based on no evidence. Besides, we need our Triarchus to make it safely ashore.
What do you say, kid? What do you think we should do? I'm just a humble Canturio, albeit a particularly well-dressed one. Lucullus has greater plans for you. Your father's dead. The time to rely on others to make difficult decisions for you is gone.
We are close to our destination, and we can reach it without him. If there is a possibility that he is working with the enemy, we cannot risk to let him live. Mercy, doubt, hesitation. These are all openings that the enemy can exploit to kill you. This man's value to us is far less than the threat he may pose.
We are, many of us, important people, on our way to join the action against Lesbos. Is it not conceivable that the rebels heard of us? The Kingdom of Pontus is known to sponsor pirates, to harass and weaken Rome. I do not believe we have any reason to suspect our Triarchus of colluding with them.
Very well. We shall spare his life. But remember, mercy is a luxury you will not always be able to afford.
A wise choice, my friend. Killing the Triarchus of our ship in the middle of the sea would have been inconvenient, indeed.
Thank you. If you ever again need the help of a skilled navigator, I am at your service.
Rowers, up the tempo! And keep your eyes open. Gentlemen, welcome to Lesbos, the pearl of the Mediterranean.
An ugly nest of pirates.
An impenetrable fortress of pirates, more like. With an infinite food supply thanks to the strength of their fleet.
We shall find a way to limit this infinite supply, then.
You think like an imperator, Gaius. All right, people. This is Lucullus's war camp, the heart of our operations in this territory. You have been seaborne for a long time now. I suggest you walk it off. See the things you have to see, and meet the people you have to meet. The consul waits in the command tent. Don't be too late if you don't want to see him angry.
Domine. I am hungry and my face is wind-burned, but at least both of my feet are planted on solid ground now. To save your life, of course. She firmly believes the Witelli killed your father. Sending you here was the best course of action. The Moirai rarely care about our wishes, and sometimes to do one thing, you have to do another thing. Dominus Lucius Licinius Lucullus was a close friend of your father's, and a supporter of your mother's efforts. He is now the closest thing you have to a father. You ought to keep this in mind. Besides a good wine, a warm bath, and a thorough massage, not much. Thank you. But you should think about yourself, Domine. I would get used to my surroundings and visit the consul as soon as possible. We're here to accomplish something. Time to find out what it is.
Salwe. I am called Bestia Tabat indeed. You fight well. I noticed it. You may ask, and I may answer or not. Your name is unusual. Tabat is the name that was given to me by my father. Bestia is the name I took when I earned my freedom. I chose it because I have fought and defeated many beasts. I was born in Mauritania, but I am a Roman citizen. Until I undertook this voyage, I fought every single day in the arena. But wars, this will be my first. I recommend you to not die. Honor matters little. He who stands tall in the end will always be the winner. They say Lucullus has the greatest military mind in Rome. I only know he is consul and imperator, but I don't understand what that means. This is my first time seeing a senator outside of the spectator stands. Ah, like a king, but temporary. I do not remember choosing him. What you call a consul is no different from a king then, at least to me. He will fail again and cause the death of someone you care about. And that death will be your doing. Mark my words.
This is not going to work, as long as the rebels keep receiving supplies by sea.
We will need to cut their supply lines. It's an operation for our occulta speculatoris. By Jupiter, you sure have grown up, haven't you? This is the promising young man I was telling you about, Thermus.
Quite unassuming, but full of potential, I guess. Prime material for the speculatores, if he can prove himself.
A special cohort assembled for particularly daring undertakings.
Soon enough, you shall see the kind of thing they are tasked to carry out.
A trial by fire is what you need. Now pay attention. We've been in a deadlock here on Lesbos for some time now. My co-consul, Marcus Aurelius Cotta, is engaged against King Mithridates of Pontus in the east. Mithridates is using the pirates of Lesbos as his navy.
The fortress of Mytilene here is well protected, but it also has a weakness. There's a mountain pass we can utilize. I will lead the assault myself.
I volunteer for the vanguard. If my uncle can defeat Pontus, I can surely handle Mytilene.
So be it, then. Meanwhile, you will prove yourself as a leader, my young ward. Take Caeso Quintius Acollinus, your Servus Cineros, and that gladiator who came with you on the ship. You will meet up with Iulius Calidus of my legion Speculatoris. Your mission is to sneak into the harbor and destroy the enemy ships any way you can. I expect you have questions. If you're worried about your future political prospects, have no fear. We will tell everyone you served as my tribunus with great distinction. If you are fast, you may yet play a part in that. But for the assault to succeed, you must do this first. That doesn't make what we're doing any less important. Mithridates has a dozen warriors for each of our legionari. Defeating Pontus will require patience and caution. Regaining control of the Aegaeum Mare is a crucial step in cutting off Mithridates' supply lines. Prove yourself, and you will be able to name your companions. However, you will want Calidus on your team. Trust me. Wait. Are those your father's old weapons? I'm sure they mean a lot to you, but look. The leather is brittle. This won't do. Visit my smith, Sextus, and get yourself properly equipped before you go.
Solway. Interesting. I shall accept this as a compliment, but prepare to be disappointed. To the extent of my knowledge and ability, I shall try to be as helpful as I can. Indeed, staying in Rome became, shall we say, politically disadvantageous to me. That's why I left it. Like you, I've never been to Lesbos before. I did my homework, though, in case you have any questions. Lesbos is one of the most important islands on this sea. Some cartographers call it the Horse Island, on account of its shape. Location, I would guess. The island has countless coves and natural harbours for pirate ships to hide in, not to mention the massive fortress in Mytilene. Be that as it may, their position here is superior. Mytilene is right next to the sea, and their fleet brings them supplies constantly. It's a stalemate. Of course. Does it matter? For the sake of this discussion, let us say he was a traitor. In the end, we are triumphant and the pirates are dead. The Triarchus, if indeed he worked with them, now knows he picked the wrong side. In a war like this, allegiances are rarely about ideology. The common person wants nothing more than to be on the winning side, and we have shown Geminus that the winning side is ours. Fascinating, isn't it? The Legion can build a fortified camp like this almost overnight. In my opinion, that is the foundation of Rome's military might. Wait. Listen, you seem trustworthy. I may have need for your help on a rather sensitive matter. That is good to hear. Keep in mind the matter I'm about to mention is rather personal in nature. Your discretion would be appreciated. I've been keeping a detailed account of our journey ever since we left port. Shortly after our arrival, however, the journal went missing. I believe it to be stolen by one of the Centuriones. I'm reasonably sure. The journal might be misplaced, but I find this to be improbable since I write regularly. I have seen a particular man walking out of my tent. As a matter of fact, I have already confronted him and he pretty much admitted his guilt. Pain comes in many forms, physical, emotional, and let us say that some men just enjoy inflicting pain in all forms. That I have already tried. He threatened me in a way. He said if I continue bothering him, he would read the contents of my journal publicly. It is my private journal wherein I write my private thoughts. I am not ready for those to be publicized. The Centurio is called Agrippa, I think. He hangs out with his friends near the tent over there. I thought perhaps you could convince him to hand over my journal. Needless to say, I would like to keep the contents of the journal private. I would appreciate if you'd refrain from reading it.
Salve, son, do you need anything? That is unnecessary. I just wish your father could see you like this. He would have been proud. Calm your soul, child. There's nothing to be worried about. I am your Patronus now. No one will dare to harm you as long as I am alive. We served together under Cornelius Sulla in the Social War. He was the most talented spy I've ever known. I know. You're a natural fit for the Occultus Speculatores. If you're anything like your father, you'll even enjoy it. Lesbos has rebelled against Rome. We call them pirates for political reasons, when in reality these people are organized much like a navy. They are allied with Mithridates, Megas of Pontus. He's without a doubt the most dangerous enemy Rome has faced since Hannibal. Pontus is a strong nation. They have conquered Colchis, Cappadocia, and Bithynia, and these conquests have made them bold. Mithridates himself is a fascinating figure. They say he has rendered himself immune to poison. My mentor, Cornelius Sola, defeated him some years ago when he first invaded our province of Asia. Mithridates exploits the ebb and flow of the conflict between the factions of our Senate. He strikes when Rome is divided, like a vulture circling a wounded wolf.
Salve, Legionari. If you're here to get your weapons fixed, you must have me confused with Vulcan. Well, if he said it, I guess I'm obliged to make it true. Help yourself to any of the gear on the racks. Take all of it if you need it. I have enough work on my hands right now supplying the consuls Centuriones. You'll have to bring your own materials if you want any work done. I've nothing to spare.
We're in the middle of something, Tribune. What do you want? This? Ah, well, this is priceless. A journal written by Cotter's stupid nephew, who thinks of himself as the greatest commander history has ever seen. Why don't you send him back here to beg for it again? I find that highly unlikely. You'll have to try something else. For this worthless drivel? Now that's a bargain. Take it.
Solway, I see you've successfully retrieved my journal. May I ask how you managed it? You paid out of your own pocket. I don't know what to say. Thank you. I'm literally in your debt. You have already started collecting favors. Wise. One last question before we're done. Did you read my journal? That is the most virtuous thing to do, and I expected nothing less of you. Thank you, my friend.
Something on your mind, kid? I've been a soldier since I was 16. The sound of clashing swords soothes my soul. Don't get me wrong, I love Rome. But to me it represents a short break from war. Or perhaps the build-up leading to the next campaign. That's because I have a reputation for tracking my foe relentlessly and striking without mercy. Just like an eagle. Thank you. Few people actually earn their name. I hope you will earn yours. Your duty will probably end at the conclusion of this campaign. People like me, though. Our duty ends when we die on the battlefield. I'll continue being the warrior hero, as long as damsels of this world continue finding themselves in distress. I certainly hope not. There was this one girl in Hispania, though. She still haunts my dreams. But I doubt it. Caeso Quinctius Aquilinus shall never be domesticated. Once before, there was another rebellion we had to quell. These lands are beautiful, but the Agae Mare, I wouldn't trust her. She's a treacherous mistress. Don't be fooled by her deep blue eyes. At least you still have a mother. Be thankful for that. The only thing that's waiting for me in Rome is a jug of wine. The least said about him, the better. To this day, his failures continue to guide me.
So, little man, you must be new. I am Spurius Quinctius Carius, merchant extraordinaire and purveyor of wondrous items. And who might you be? Good, very good. I'd envy anyone who makes money in exchange for simply standing around and doing nothing. Enough pointless chatter. Poverty grows from idleness. Now, if you're not going to buy anything, please do kindly remove yourself from my stall. You are obviously not familiar with the matters of commerce. Allow me to enlighten you. There are 3 things every merchant needs. Location, location, location. Whatever people are willing to pay for, and whatever I can provide. The best of food, medicine so potent even the dead may rise, and of course, the most delicious sowie money can buy. There's a matter of storage space, of course. More space means more wondrous items to stock, and possibly lower prices for my most loyal customers.
We might be at the wrong spot. There's no one here.
Lucullus is clearly mistaken. If there was someone here, I would know.
That's a very useful skill.
Hey, don't move.
Calm down. I am Julius Calidus of the Occulta Speculatores of Legio Prima Italica. I presume you are my reinforcements. The only way I can think of to destroy a navy on foot is to burn it down. Some Greek fire sure would be useful for that, wouldn't you say? Conveniently, there is a whole warehouse full of it right down there. Unfortunately, the moment we move into that warehouse, they will sound the alarm. So, we should be quick. By the time anyone comes from the city, we're long gone. There's a small camp of sentries just down this hill. If we hit them first, they won't show up as reinforcements.
But then the ones inside the warehouse will hear the fighting and be ready for us.
You have touched the matter with a needle. The choice is yours, Prima. Be careful with those jars. The liquid inside is highly volatile. It'll make quick work of those ships. Focus, please. This was the easy part. Now we have to sneak into the harbor and burn the ships.
And then we have to sneak back out, one supposes.
Not necessarily, but ideally.
I think I can speak for all of us when I say that we would all like to retain our lives.
We made it here unnoticed. So far, so good. Now we just need to get through that gate with the Greek fire. Just one guard. Let's you and I go up there and deal with him, Prima.
As you command.
I will keep my head on a swivel.
Good. The ships are moored quite close to each other. Fire will spread easily. This part of the docks appears to be infrequently patrolled. Getting to the ships shouldn't be a problem. Let's signal to the others to move the Greek fire crate as close as they can to the galleys.
At once, Prima. Let's go.
I guess we have a couple of different options for how to get this party started. We could lob a pot of Greek fire onto the deck of that nearest galley from the pier below. That would give us a head start on our main objective. Or those 3 guards look half asleep. I'm sure we could take them out the same way I handled this guy here. That means less enemies to fight. I can see the merit of both plans. Let's regroup with the others and then decide.
Are we ready?
We are. How do you want to do this?
Good. We have the advantage right now since they don't even know we're here. The less guards we have to fight, the better our chance of getting out of this alive.
Sneaking around and stabbing soldiers in the back. Is this how we fight? I say we toss a few fire jars onto the deck of this galley here.
Both plans seem hideously dangerous to me. We are surrounded deep behind enemy lines. That said, I have no preference.
Not really.
Slow and steady wins the race. Come on. I call this a success! Even the harbor itself is aflame. Let us be the conquerors of Mytilene.
Domine. He's a speculator. It would be foolish to trust a soldier whose primary weapon is deception. It can be a challenge if you find it difficult to trust him. But every challenge is an opportunity. Know that he's deceptive by nature, and try to learn from him. How do you feel about it? You will always have to do things you're not particularly fond of in order to win in the end. But if you're not willing to pay the price, you can simply stop playing. That's what I would have done. What I have done. Are you nervous? Understandable. Every warrior is nervous on the day of the battle. It is perfectly fine. As long as you can still be in control when you draw your blade.
I am here. I am here. He has skill. You can tell by the way he handles the bow and the blade. He is a spy, is he not? That is his business. The flames lit the skies in a glorious display of celebration and sent fear to the hearts of our enemies. They must be trembling now. Then those who have seen it will tell the tale. And in dreams, everything is larger. I am not. I have seen these bandits. They are worthless as opponents. It will not be a boring day, for we will be fighting, but exciting. I doubt that.
Something on your mind, kid? In my experience, it's not age that determines the proficiency of a warrior. Character, intelligence, and the sheer will to survive, amongst other things. Look, I have met warriors like, him. Things may not always be what they seem. Wait until you pass judgment. I was surprised too. I was told Greek oak is both fire and waterproof, but they burnt easily enough. I wonder what they're thinking, now their fleet is gone. Every problem has a solution. That's what Warcraft is all about. No doubt. A battle is first won in your mind, kid. If you think you're going to lose, then you certainly will.
That's close enough. What do you want? Why? It really isn't. No offense, but information is the most dangerous thing in my line of work. The less you know about me, the better it is for both of us. A few seasons. Lucullus has a knack for recognizing talent. He immediately saw me for what I was. A killer. I am not. Rome is a place of stasis and passivity. Here, I feel alive. Sure, as long as I'm not in Rome. Imagine a door that is locked. And imagine you need to open that locked door, preferably discreetly. But someone else has the key. Now, you can always smash the door into pieces with a great hammer. Indeed. And then we take the key. Usually off his dead body. Why? Are you going to remember my birthday? Some people just don't like to talk about themselves.
The smoke of the fires still hang as a thick carpet above Mytilene. I am impressed with your ability to cause mayhem. Humility is a quality a capable man should always possess, providing it is backed by skill. I like the enthusiasm. Lucullus has told me much about your upbringing and your training, but war is much different than personal combat. Before we leave, go to the practice area and seek out Garwius, who trains the Speculatores. He will teach you a few last important things.
Salwe, did Thermus send you my way? You have the bearing of a man who knows how to handle himself. I used to be. Now I train the Speculatores. It's how I came by my cognomen. You know how to fight, but you've never been to war, have you? Well, the Legion is marching out soon, so we don't have time for the full regimen anyway. Let me show you how to use a pilum, and maybe how to bandage a wound, if it comes to that. Call over your friends, and we'll get started.
Did Garwius finish with you? Very good. There's always more to learn, if we live long enough to do so. We shall march through this pass and descend on Mytilene. Providing you did your job well, they should be expecting an attack from the sea, allowing us to surprise them from the land. Unlikely, since no one knows we are coming.
Still, he has a point, Legate. Perhaps we should post sentries.
It will only slow us down. The longer we take, the more we risk that the enemy learns of our plans. Now let's get going. Signal the Legion to assemble.
You have really made a name for yourself in a short time, my friend. Perhaps you would permit me to join your Speculatores. With your skill in combat and my strategic mind, as long as we are together, we will...
Ambush!
Battle formation!
Get back in formation, you fools!
Marcus Minucius Thermus. Why, you seem to have no command of your soldiers at all. This is the problem with you Romans. Politicians have no place in war. Kill them all! We have no need for prisoners.
Mars, take these traitors! Thank goodness you're here. Can you get us out of this fine mess?
Our people are getting massacred. We need to fall back and get Thermus to safety. Our best chance is to push back where we came from. Then we can join up with the rest of the Legion.
Son, what you did today was extraordinary. Oh, I wish your father were here to witness it. She's a fickle mistress, who takes a liking to the brave.
Instead, you can rely on your Legion. In my wounded state, I'm in no shape to command the Legion. And after your actions today, the Legionari consider you a hero. You saved their lives. In return, they are willing to die for you. I hereby promote you to Legatus. You will be in command of Legio Victrix, reporting directly to Consul Lucullus.
I'm sure Thermus will agree that I offer my legati a great degree of independence. You have shown an aptitude for command. Do not be surprised.
Your aim should be to take Mytilene as quickly as possible. With Archelaus in charge of its defenses, this will be no easy task.
For now, suffice to say I have other business to attend to.
Archelaus will expect us to be rattled after that ambush. A direct assault will seem impossible to him, which is why we need to attack now.
A favorite general of Mithridates. One of the finest military minds in the world.
His defeat will be a great blow to Pontus. That is up to you. Gather your advisors and plan your attack the way you see fit. You are in command now. After the ambush, we sent a few men back into the pass to collect the fallen. This blade was brought to me by a Centurio. He said he found it on the body of young Gaius. I think you should have it. I hope you'll have a chance to do so after the war. I know you helped him with a private matter. It'll be in good hands. Keep it. I think he would have wanted that.
At your service, Legate. Indeed you are. And it is the fastest promotion I've ever witnessed. Congratulations.
Awe, Legate. I'm just a Legion blacksmith, not a magician. If you have something particular in mind, we'll talk. But I'm still as busy as I was before you were promoted. You'll have to leave one of your people with me to help out with your commissions. From what I hear, you barely have an anvil over there. Perhaps you should make sure you have the tools I'd need. Then I'll consider it. A bunch of Balatronese, I'd say. Which one are you asking about? I've known that man since he was a little runt. Watch yourself around Caeso. He's honest to a fault. Too much honesty may be dangerous. Don't get me started. Maybe you can get it into his skull that I can't forge a battle scythe. There is no such thing by Vulcan. That half-senile fool was your mentor. That explains a lot. Between you and me, I'd keep my eye on him. Full of surprises, that kid. Full of surprises. Fine. Need something else?
What do you need? I am not. His foolishness cost us dearly. He did not deserve to survive. He was ambushed because he was weak of mind. Do not follow his example as commander, lest you succeed where he failed, in getting us all killed.
Domine. Being legatus places much responsibility on you. If we lose, even if it's due to bad luck, you will be responsible, not Fortuna. Truthfully, I do not know. But I was hoping you'd show me.
Awe, Legate. Welcome to the camp. I hope you will find everything to your satisfaction. I am Turius Orestes, the Primus Pilus of Legio Victrix.
And I am Ignatius Naso. I serve as the Prefectus of this proud legion.
Please don't think I'm sucking up when I say that the way you took command during that ambush was some of the finest leadership I have seen in my career.
I am in agreement, Orestes, and it takes much to impress two jaded old soldiers like us. You can trust us. Orestes and I have served together on all of Consul Lucullus's campaigns in Asia. None know this legion better than we.
Victrix is a new legion, raised by Consul Lucullus, specifically for this campaign.
The men are young and lack experience, I'm sorry to say.
Ah, but they are eager to fight and make names for themselves, my friend. Don't underestimate the value of that. As Primus Pilus, I am the most experienced among the Legion's 60 Centuriones. I coordinate the command structure in battle, and ensure that your orders are executed expediently and with utmost discipline. I will keep you abreast of the Legion's situation at all times. And I'll advise you on how best to achieve our strategic objectives during the campaign.
Ah, yes. Orestes is the one every Legionarius looks to in battle, but I am the one they come to in camp. As the longest-serving member of this legion, it is my responsibility to oversee construction work and look after the legion's equipment. I will advise you on outfitting the legion and improving things around the camp. We will make Legio Victrix the finest fighting force Rome has ever seen. That sounds like a job for your Primus Pilus.
Indeed. Please follow me. We will select a few worthy Centuriones to lead the legion in battle.